one of the most difficult things about launching a business in another country is building relationships and the unknown. It's hard enough running a business in any time when you're working within your own backyard, let alone, on the other side of the world. I'm Mick Fabar. I'm the CEO and founder of Green Homes. We operate in 3 countries. We operate in Australia, New Zealand and now the US. The brand started in Australia back in 2006 and franchised in 2012. We've been a very successful franchise business and building brand business in Australia, specialising in energy efficient, healthy new homes. Probably the most strategic alliances that we've got is the Internicola Law Firm. We were introduced to those guys initially from third-party due diligence, and we've had a great relationship with Charles and his team for since day one. And I truly believe that if we weren't in partnership with those guys, then we wouldn't have launched, and if we had, we wouldn't have been as successful as we have. It's critical in business that you've got the right relationships, the right colleagues on a platform where we can build trust and rapport. We've been able to do that with Charles's team, and they're cemented within our operational side of the business in the US. And we've been very lucky in the sense that we launched the brand in 2018, late 2018, early 2019, after a long process of registering trademarks and copyright and all those sorts of things. From here in Australia, we've got a global trademark and copyright registration under the Madrid Protocol, which covers 181 countries, but it doesn't include the US. So we had to start from scratch in the US and register everything that revolves around the business. And then, as many of you would appreciate, that the US is a bit like 50 countries. So things vary from state to state, legislation and rules and regulations. And so we had to go through that complete process. And again, we did that in conjunction and with support of Charles and his team. And basically they handle all of that for us, and they do that ongoing. We grew fairly organically in Australia to a point where we're definitely a leader in this part of the world. In 2015, we expanded to New Zealand in partnership under a master franchise agreement with a large commercial building company that wanted to have a footprint in the residential space. We partnered with them in 2015, as I said. Again, it's been a very successful partnership. We've got 17 odd locations across both islands in New Zealand, and now operate one of the 3 largest residential building brands in that country, specialising in designing and building energy efficient, comfortable, healthy homes. In 2017, we were approached by an industry commercial builder in New York that was interested in partnering with us in the US. Our first response was, go and find someone in the US that's doing it, that's already doing it. That wasn't part of our business strategy or our appetite at the time. Ongoing discussions took place over 2017, and due diligence was conducted by my team, and we saw a great opportunity in the US. There was no one in the US operating a sustainable building brand, let alone a franchise. So, and we quickly established that, again through independent research, that there was a large consumer base there, an abundance of opportunity, and it seemed like the perfect fit for us. So we moved forward. One of the most difficult things about launching a business in another country is building relationships and the unknown. It's hard enough running a business in any time when you're working within your own backyard, let alone on the other side of the world. We've been lucky in the sense, I'll get back to that point, we were launched before COVID. COVID hit, and we found that the majority of the US was closed for business, is the best way that I describe it. In the 2020 year, there was not a lot of business to be done. and we were lucky that we'd launched before that. Since then, we've now got four. We operate in four states and territories, and we've got multiple franchisees joining and under training. So very successful times ahead and exciting times ahead for the GH Builders brand, Green Hunter brand in the US. But again, it's so important to have the right people in your corner. It's important to make sure that you understand. For us, it was important to understand the culture. Having the wrong business partner can set you back months, if not years sometimes. We've been very lucky to establish the right legal support and foundational support in that area, in that space from the get-go. So we didn't lose any time, we didn't have to reinvent the brand, we didn't have to start again anywhere. We've received good advice, good support. They're a great bunch of people that work there. And from our management team over here, we feel very connected to Charles and his team, and that's critical to the success of the brand and the operational ability for the brand to grow. So full endorsement to Charles and his team, and thank you.